Welcome back to Cap with Kira. We are joined by Lady Annazena Mareed of House Cadriaan, all the way from the Tapani Sector. Though I hear that home's been a little difficult to get to lately with the first order blockades and all. How does one go from being a refined diplomat to, say, colluding in some of the most entertaining crimes aboard the Halcyon?
Oh, Kira, you make it sound so scandalous. The truth is, diplomacy always requires a bit of flexibility. And when the First Order presents challenges to my capacity to serve my people, well, I'll always find some way.
Oh, I'm sure the resistance is very grateful for your flexibility. Let's not forget how you managed to assist in multiple felonies aboard the Halcyon without smudging your reputation or your manicure, might I add.
If I were inclined to address such rumors, I might suggest that I've always been good at keeping my hands clean. It's all about playing the long game, Kira, and the Order it didn't leave me a lot of choice. More's the pity. For them. In a fractious galaxy, sometimes it comes down to choosing a side.
And what a side you picked. Rumor has it you've got ties to droid right activists, pirates, and a few well-known scoundrels. You certainly expanded your social circle since those fancy galas in the Topani sector.
Well, darling, life is about making connections, isn't it? Whether they wear fine robes or pilot starships, everyone has something to offer. Pirates have their uses, just like politicians.
I knew you were clever, but that's next level. Speaking of connections, I hear you've got your hands all over Halcy-Con. Something about Jorg and Molly enlisting your help to put on the show. I'm sure it's pretty innocent, right?
Innocent! Oh, absolutely. Though it is quite different from events back home. In the Tapani sector, a social event isn't considered a success unless there have been at least a few abductions, seductions, and assassination attempts. Of course, none of that will happen at Halcy-Con. Not as part of the official programming, anyway. I'm more than capable of making sure certain disruptive elements stay in line. Jorg and Molly are dear friends, and if there's one thing I love more than a good cause, it's making sure an event runs smoothly, especially when there are so many interesting people attending.
Interesting is an understatement. What's the under over on some resistance operatives showing up? Or maybe a pirate captain or two?
I couldn't possibly comment. But I will say this, Halcyon is a place where anything can happen. Alliances are made, deals are struck, and if some of them perhaps stretch the technical definition of legality, well, one does what one must.
Oh, I'll bet. Well, Lady Annazena, it is always a pleasure. You keep pulling strings behind the scenes, and I'll keep writing about it. Just try not to get into too much trouble.
I make no promises, Qi'ra. You know as well as I do. Trouble makes life more interesting.
That it does. And for the rest of you watching, stay tuned for more Cap with Kira. I'll be digging up all the best dirt during Halcyon, and trust me, there's plenty to cover. Until next time.